checking. We should be good to go.
Good. Yeah. Okay. We know it's gonna be here, and Cassandra. Okay.
Sandra will get home. We're good to go.
Yeah, everybody else. Awesome. Okay, Paula, if you can go ahead and show, it's 6:30. We'll go ahead and start our meeting. We can go ahead and take a roll call now.
District 2, Alderman Sam Cortez.
Here.
District 3, Alderman David Emery.
I'm here.
District 4, Michael Rodriguez.
Here.
Mr. Morrow and Mr. Cater are absent today.
Yes. Annotation of that. I'll be good. Okay, so we have enough for us to go ahead and have a quorum. So we'll go ahead and proceed with the meeting. So if you could all please rise and join me for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So much. Appreciate that. All right. Did we have anybody sign in for any comments? Okay. This is a citizens to be heard. I don't see anything. AD, anything you want to say? No? Okay. Just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. You know, anybody out there. So, okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on from the opportunity and go into item number 5, which is the consent of the agenda. And this is consider the approval of the payment of the bills. If y'all look, you should have gotten a list. It has all the different things for us to go ahead and take into consideration.
Is that anything unusual on the bill page this part of the month?
It's actually kind of low.
What is?
It's actually a little low compared. Nothing out of the ordinary on this one.
Pretty straightforward.
These are just our normal monthly bills, just nothing out of the ordinary things.
Once again, thanks again for taking care of those lights on our water towers. Appreciate that. That's good.
There's one thing I did forget on there because it was already paid, because it was due, that Matt and I did go ahead and execute the bond payment last Thursday. So that was the first bond payment did go out.
How much?
$385,000.
Is that all?
That's all.
Okay.
Just a little bit. And then our second bond payment is due for $98,000, which we will initiate next week. This week. We did it Monday.
Yeah.
We did it Monday, sorry. This week.
And we're okay with that? We got the money for it? Mayor, I move that we pay the bills.
Okay, got a motion on the floor for us to go ahead and pay the bills? Okay, got a second? Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries forward. All right, item number 6, open session, take action on items discussed. The first one that we have is consider and act upon the approval of the city investment policy. Matt?
So council, every year we need to approve an investment policy. I pulled just the same ones we've been using for years, and that's what you got originally with the exception of the attachment. I added that because it wasn't in there. And then upon reviewing it further, we found some minor changes and some items. So in front of you, you got just pages 1 through 5, the actual policy, not the attachment. And in red are the changes. Some of it was just formatting where we fixed the Roman numerals and stuff, but the bigger ones, it makes the investment authority as the city administrator and finance director, not just one person, it's the two together. A lot of after that is just changing from officer to officers. Let's see what the next big one was. Page 4, covered the FDIC insurance coverage, up to $250,000. Under 12, it says performance evaluation and reporting. It says the investment officer shall submit both quarterly and annual reports to the council containing sufficient information onto the investments of the city and stuff like that. So not a whole lot to it. It's the same one we've been adopted for years with just some minor changes and revisions. But it's something we have to do. They're going to look at the audit every year to make sure we have a current policy. So this is what we've got before.
This will give us a two-person check, just like we have on any of the other accounts too. But it was a good opportunity for Matt and folks to go ahead and look at it and bring it up to speed where it needed to be. So, and that's what he did with the version we have on there.
Can you give us a quick overview of what investments we have currently?
So on your breakdown sheet I sent you, it was, and I didn't print those out for you.
It's
All
just
we have are
CDs.
CDs. It was, I have to look at the sheet. It was 13. Sure.
We have CDs, we have money market accounts, they're all due to consider
Yeah.
our investment accounts, so. We have, right, I think Matt tried right about 13 different accounts, a lot of them are really small. Like, we have an account there from 1992 for $1,000, it's an investment account, so, yeah. So we just have little stuff kind of here and there.
Are these some of the things you were gonna try to combine, or?
We did, and that's something, I think the council needs to look at. What I was told is that some of those smaller accounts, we have like a $5,000 CD and we've got a $1,000 CD. Those were some gifts that happened a very long time ago. And the last thing I want to do is close that if it has any kind of memorial sentimental meaning. So I would want to know a little bit more about it before I cause havoc by closing those.
So some I can tell you we have on CDs. One's named the One Euro CD. That was money that family gave us for maintenance and upkeep of the community center. It's 100-some thousand. There's like a sports complex CD. There's some like that have some smaller earmarks to them.
And so
But-
I tried to look through the meeting minutes to find out how these were adopted or what the council approved this money to be deposited for. And it's very hard to find anything why. So if anybody has any direction on why some of these CDs were put into place, or if y'all just want to come up with a new plan altogether on what to do with it.
I can tell
You
you,
just leave them as they are, no harm, no foul.
I can tell you, Council, in the 20 years that I've worked here,
More
some were just
reconciliation,
open.
but-
Yeah.
There was no direction by council. Some were just open.
And we're going to get an opportunity, council, for us to make some of those recommendations and decisions for them. The only other thing that needs to go is don't forget that we need to finish the audit right now that has a lot of this stuff. And because we want to close the books based on the way things were aligned in the books before. So, they came up with a great game plan of how we're going to reshuffle, how we're going to look at new budgets and everything else. So it's good to kind of leave things the way they are right now. And then as we go into the next cycle, some of those things are going to be brought back to the council, and then we're going to go ahead and align them based on what they give us recommendations for. So there's a second step or a second reason why it hasn't come to council yet. So that'll be good. All right. So council need a motion for us to adopt the investment
I'll
policy.
go ahead and make a motion to approve city investment policy as revised.
Okay, thank you, Michael. You got a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Appreciate the hard work. That's good. All right, let's go ahead and continue on with B and consider an act upon the renewal of the selection of the, pronounce that, Thornhoff Consulting Engineers as project engineer for the Community Development Block Grant fiscal year 2023-2024, and to authorize city administrator to negotiate and enter into a contract not to exceed $75,000.
So council, this was our third time advertising this RFQ for engineering service for the CDBG portion that we hired GrantWorks. So GrantWorks is our person overseeing it for us, the administrator. They worked with us on this third attempt. The first two, we got 0 responses. This time we did receive 2, one from CDS Murray and then one from Thornhoff Consulting. Myself, Paul, and Lynette were the grading committee on this. Each one of us graded it separately based off of just us looking at the information they provided. Then I took all that, put it into one formal document, and Thornhoff was the winner of that. They graded the best, just slightly over CDS Murray, so that would be our suggestion that we award to them for an amount not to exceed the $75,000, which is the maximum amount they could get paid for this CDBG project. We only have to expense that if we get selected and we move forward with that project.
And the money with that project.
We don't know yet. It could be anything with storm water, waste. It's
Oh, okay.
kind of that
Whatever
CDBG grant
for it.
cycle, but we're gonna get our managers in place and our engineers in place, and it's just we're following the steps, so that way.
That's usually where we lose out. We don't have the opportunity to have maybe some of the engineering done and stuff like that, and it drops. So it's better for us to go ahead and take care of that and be ready, and they'll help us out.
So it's almost like having them on retainer if we get it.
It's having them on standby. If we get the grant award, we already know who we're using. It speeds that process. It's a formal process we have to take.
Where did the $75,000 come from?
That comes from the grant it is awarded.
But is that the max?
That's the maximum that grant would pay for engineering, so
Oh.
they would charge more than that.
Yes, sir.
Council, it seems strange because it's a little backwards. Normally under the state rules, we would do it the other way. We would have a project and then hire the project engineer first and then design it and then cost it out that way. But because this is a federally funded program, they're required to go the other way. You find that you hire an administrator and the project engineer first, and then you later out, if you get the grant, then you then cost out the project of it.
And if
So,
we don't get a grant, we don't spend any money.
We're not spending any money.
Okay.
yes, this is, many of your cities are doing the exact same thing.
Okay.
This is not a time.
Well, good, then I move that we approve selection of Thornhill Consulting Engineers as project engineer for community development block grant fiscal year 23-24. And not to exceed 75,000 proceeds from contract.
Thank you.
Second.
You got a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much, council. Motion carries forward. All right. And go ahead and go into C, update on the city's emergency management plan. Did you want to say something before?
Everybody got the briefing I put on there, it's just kind of the specifics. It was a three, kind of broke down into 3 cycles and where we were on that. I'll let the mayor catch up. I think he spoke.
Yeah, so council, it was important for us to take the time and just bring you up to speed where we're at right now, because we were hoping to have this done by the end of the year, but we're not there yet. As we peeled the onion, there was a few things that actually we found out that additional things that we needed to do. To include, we needed to write and ask the state for permission for us to actually to break away from any other emergency management plans that are out there, so we could have our own. Some of the counties are in front. Some of the other counties that we're dealing with, they still haven't come up with theirs. So this is a good thing that we're doing. The challenges that we're running into, and where I wanted to bring you up to speed, is the person who is helping us out with putting this has actually left the area, has a new job and travels. She's actually out of country right now. So she did forward some information to us to go ahead and review that has appendixes, but which is the last step for us to go ahead and do that. But that's where the meat is. We got to sit down, go with her, and go ahead and fill out the information, along with pointing her to the organizations that she'll need to go ahead and do some coordination with. So I just wanted the council to be aware of where we're at. We're still working on it. It's not where we want to be, but we're going to go ahead and try to get that sped up. If for some reason there's still going to be some limitations, we will come back to council and relook and try to come up with a different strategy of how we're going to take care of it. It is in a lot better place than we were before, but we're still not where we need to be at right now. And just like Matt has mentioned, there's gates in order for us to be able to pay for the services. We paid for the services that she has done, but we still have other things, and there hasn't been any reimbursement until we complete that. So just to let you know and bring you up to speed. Anything else, Matt?
That's it.
Okay. So just for your awareness.
One payment.
We've only made one payment out of the 3, yes.
Yes.
And she seems agreeable to proceed as planned.
As far as I know. Now, I haven't been able to talk to her here in the last week because she's out of country. But I told her that we need to sit down We've done a lot of stuff through emails, but we're at a point now that we need to start doing either Teams meetings or we actually sit down face to face and try to get this. But I owe it to the council because we were shooting for the end of the year for us to get done with that, and we're not there. So I just wanted to provide that update for you guys, so you'll know. Okay.
We're still under the previous emergency plan.
No, we actually completed a letter and asked the state for us, and from what I understand, we were completely separated. The problem is we were under Bexar County, under Medina and Atascosa, but each one did not match up with our area. You know, they're looking at the broad instead of specific, and you know, it's just like anything else. Lido is kind of like left out there in lingo, and you know, we've found out here recently with some reports that were created for other projects, and we thought one county would talk to the other county, and the other county thought to the other one. Well, we didn't end up in either one of those reports. So sometimes in situations like this, it's better for us. It just gives us our opportunity to go ahead and take care of stuff. What we're very fortunate is we got a great police department. We got a great city administrator that has background with emergency management. Some of us have that. So I know if something would happen right now, we would have the capacity to be able to do the things that we need to do. So that doesn't keep me up, but we need to formally put it in a piece of paper so we have something, which we have never done. The thing that we currently have is a little binder with 3 little 4 pages in there, which is not much of anything. It ought to help our city out. And this is back from, what do we say, 14, 15 years ago?
Back when Mayor Fincher was.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mayor. Our basic plan, she has gotten done and
Yes.
it's been approved by the state. What we need to work on now are all the annexes.
Okay.
So we're
covered.
we're way up there.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, if the annexes got dropped, myself and the police department and probably the fire department would all jump in on it and just start working.
The appendix is kind of like the checklist. Think of it that way.
How you make all the wheels.
Yeah, as it's more in the weeds, it's more detail and stuff. But the state already approved, so we are our own identity, which is what we wanted. Because if not, we would have to rely on others to kind of provide. We're self-sufficient. I think you know, the winter storm kind of proved, along with a few other ones, that we can take care of ourselves by good coordination among ourselves and the different agencies. Yep. Anything else, Matt?
No, sir.
All right. Cool. Hey, we're doing really good. That's bueno. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to number 7, department reports. And the first one that we have is Animal Control Director's Report. Santi.
I don't know. I'd look from that name to go for it.
Okay. We got 97 calls for service. Like 4.
Can you do it on the screen?
There he goes. That's right.
All right.
The 9 calls for service. We euthanized 4 dogs in December. Transferred 10 animals. Intake 17. We have 40 dogs right now. It was lower. But on the 1st of January, we had 9 dogs that were dumped off Wisdom Road, just going towards outside the city, before Ball Road, Little Creek area. They dumped a bag of food, and 9 dogs were dumped out there. Had some people wait for me to get there, so I got there.
Were they big dogs, little
Oh, those
puppies?
puppies.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So one of them was stuck. Well, one of them was sleeping inside the dog bag of dog food and stuff. So they probably did overnight, because you can see kind of the tire kicked up and the marks that when they pulled over and took off real quick. So we had that.
Yeah, something, let me ask you while you're on here. Dogs euthanized, I noticed on the bill pay that we pay for animal cremation services, $90 as well. How much is it per?
That's they go by the number of animals we have and kind of the weight. We had 9 dogs, and sometimes when they we have like small puppies that have passed away, or if they're born, they don't count those. It's just kind of the bigger
Okay, so it's not a set amount per dog.
No,
it's
yeah,
Like
just,
by bulk or something?
yes.
Okay.
20 cats, 10 dogs, snips, six volunteers, total 27 hours. Which helps us a lot. They come by when they can. So the month of December, the total for the year, we euthanized 10 animals, adopted 12, and transferred 261 to rescues for the whole year.
Does that 12 count the 7?
No, it would be for the January.
January. Okay.
The new.
So then the numbers are lower then.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're starting off pretty good already with 7 adopted.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, good.
Bella's Pantry had 109 pet owners come for food. Well, actually the first time we ran out of dog food for the first time,
Mhm.
and we're left with just cat. So a lot of people came by that day.
Yeah, we had lots of.
And then our upcoming event, March 11th, we have our indoor yard sale. I have flyers posted at Vital Vet, here at City Hall, Divine Vet, just kind of get the word out there. I had to post on our website, but I look right now and it's our old flyer on there still, so I have to go back, figure out what I did. I thought I added this picture in there, but it's the old one from last year, so I got to go back and fix that. So people already getting people donating stuff to us for the yard sale, so hopefully it's a good one and a lot of people come by to.
Yeah, Council, if you guys know of anybody who's trying to get rid of stuff, I mean, as long as it's sellable stuff and you see the list of items that are in there, please get with Santi, because this is a great opportunity and we get good turnout of different things. That's a lot of money that we can raise to help them out.
The only thing we're not taking is computers, mattresses, and car seats. So stuff like that. But other than that, everything else is.
March the 11th. Okay.
That's about it.
All right. Council, any questions? Okay. Appreciate it, Santi. Thank you so much for that adoption.
Yeah,
That-
it was a great turnout.
it did.
Come by, especially what worked out was that spay neuter. So people will call their family members to come by. Bake sale, allies put on was good too.
Yeah, I heard like $200.
Yeah, like $200 some dollars.
Yeah.
Good. Not
It's
bad.
good, money going back for them to be able to use and stuff, but thank you for all your efforts in that. That worked out really good and get a lot, I heard a lot from some of the people that adopted. A couple of them told me and some of the other folks that went around and just try to pass the word around, so that's
Yeah,
good.
And then, like I said, we had a lady paid for the first 5 adoptions, and then this one gentleman adopted 2 dogs, and he was gonna pay for the next 4 adoptions. Yeah, it was a good turnout. It was great getting some dogs out.
That's awesome.
We get some dogs out, we get some dogs in. So.
Yeah, well, just keep
Sorry. We're
pushing
trying.
and you're still working with getting them out through the weekly, right? Or is it
Yeah.
monthly, once a month?
I'm gonna do the monthly.
Okay.
It was weekly, but like doing it every. So
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, just keep getting it out. And let me know too, if you stuff that I need to push out, I'll grab it from Richie and I'll send it out. The more we get it out there and we get the attention, the more folks will actually come over.
Yes, sir.
That'll be
We're
good.
gonna start planning for the next adoption event. We're gonna keep it, now that we started, let's
Yeah.
keep it rolling.
Yeah, I was
Every
thinking because
2 months, quarter, something.
April 11th is actually adoption day, so I'll try.
The only thing we need from help is just go ahead and make sure, just like we promised him that we were going to help him out financially, we need to make sure to offset some of the costs with the spade and neuter.
Yes.
So we just need to make sure that we kind of take that into consideration.
Yeah,
So-
I just recently got all the dog animals that were adopted and got them spayed and neutered, microchipped and everything. So some
There
of
was
the dogs-
there was one that got spayed that day.
Yes.
They snuck him in at the very end and he went home. So yeah, the little one. So that worked out really good. But that's the only thing that we'll need to take is just consider helping him out because we're trying to $25. Yeah. So $25. So there's some additional costs that go with the spade and neuter, and we need to be able to help out with the general fund.
Get together, we can look at everything and go from there.
So we can.
Something's within budget, but actually under budget for the quarter leader, so, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Cassandra, the library.
computer usage, I ended up combining November and December because I was like, we're going to send December's, or, so I was like, okay, I'll just send, November's actually, so I'll combine them both. So computer usage for adults was 84 and then 71 in December, and the kids was 40 and then 54. Our checkouts for November were, was 1,301 for November and 1,323 in December. That won't quit.
Next.
Alright, and our Simply eStats, they went up, users in November were 7 and 9 in December, and then 16 loans in November and 8 in December. So it's total for 9 users and then 27 loans. So it's slowly getting better. We're getting more people. Every time they open up a library card, we stick a card in there, but this is the ebooks. Try these out. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. So they get excited. And then our library card statistics for November, we had 10 new accounts and 4 in December, and then 21 renewals in November and 24 in December, and then library cards for April made 6 in November and 18 in December. Now, when I mean renewals, it's like every year they have to update their account to make sure they haven't moved out of the area, they have their correct phone number, email address. That way they'll get the text message and emails. Just let you know. We're still working on craft nights. We haven't had anybody yet, but we're doing story time fluctuates from 3 to 5 kids a week. And I'm still working on the library sections, but we're running out of supplies, so I gotta do a supply order. But we're slowly working our way through the adult nonfiction. We should be done before the end of the year. We're still doing the curbside checkout, and then of course library programs and displays. We had it was Mickey Mouse's birthday. I can't think it was in November. Yes, and we did a little giveaway with Mickey Mouse stuff that we had, and one little kid got it. They were so excited because they got the Mickey Mouse bag. And then of course we did a display for FIFA with the soccer.
Mhm.
Kids were they all wanted to take the soccer ball. No, that's a display. And then November was Native American Heritage Month, and we have that's on display in the front. And then we also did, I think, the little muertos, and then it was King Tut's 100th anniversary of his discovery, so we did a display as well. And then it was Diabetes Month, and it was Thanksgiving. And we're still working on the second to finish the grant. I hadn't had time to order but I'll be doing it this month, so that's about it. Anybody have any questions?
Do we have any spring?
We want to do a spring book sale.
Okay.
Maybe like in March or April, I'm not sure at this point. We're still
Okay.
looking at the calendar.
Work closely with Matt and coordinate, because we got a few things that are going on, and we might be able to pair them up with some of the events that we're bringing everybody together.
Yeah, because we were gonna do it in November, and it just didn't work out, so we thought we'd do this in spring instead. It'll work out better.
That'll be good. Do you normally see a lot more folks showing up for spring break too during that time?
It just depends if people have, like right after COVID, we had a lot of people coming in,
Yeah.
like the year afterwards, but then now that they are going on vacation, you don't see them as much, but sometimes we do have kids here and there, and then
Okay.
we do plan something like a movie night or craft day, we put it on the calendar. And for the adults as well.
Yes. Thank you, Cassandra. Appreciate it. All right, code compliance officers report. Super Skip. All right.
This is very unusual. Usually I stand up here about 8, 9:30, 10 o'clock. What's going on?
I know.
Okay, I had 9 locations with Russian right-of-way early.
Uh-huh.
I discussed this predicament with the residents individually. So the brush problem wasn't very bad this month. However, I had 27 residents had placed debris and bulky waste out early in the right of way, and I took care of that and advised them of when they needed to put it out.
Okay.
And also, that is going to be done quarterly instead of monthly now. I removed and I had 2 properties maintained, grass, weeds, et cetera, is not being mowed, not needing to be mowed. These contained some debris and stuff in the yard, and kind of took care of that. I advised 4 residents to contact Waste Management's at your door service
Mhm.
for 4 different flat screen TVs they placed out there, and they were picked up. So at first month that came about, there was a little difficulty in getting them picked up. Going back talking.
Have you gotten some of the flyers, Skip? The
Yes.
ones? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll hand them
So
out.
you hand them out. Good, good.
Yes.
This is a hazardous material pickup.
I checked 15 permit applications for compliance. And I also checked with 8 residents along Main Street for CPS on replacing light poles. All of them except for one agreed with the location and had a right to disagree with it. They're replacing the pole in his driveway, but that's being taken care of. So there's no problem with the rest of everybody else. Very delighted to have light along Main Street here.
And council, just so you know, this is the entrance coming from Natalia that has been pretty dark. So with the help of our staff and CPS, we've actually come up with a way to be able to light up coming in from Natalia. So it's going to be really good from the exit of coal mine. We're actually from Baby Huey's all the way into Lidle. They're going to be strategically. There's going to be one, like Skip said, it's going to be a little bit off. So we might have a little bit of a darker spot, not complete dark, but a little bit
Oh,
darker.
It's only gonna be less than 10 feet.
Yeah. So, but everything else is lined up. So it's going to be a lot better and it's going to be a lot safer, especially since we have more people that are walking in that area.
That's gonna hurt the rest
So-
of it along.
Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Are the light poles gonna be on one particular side, or are they gonna be on the inbound
Yes, sir.
to Lidle,
On this side of the highway.
coming into Lidle, on this side?
Yes, sir, coming from.
Along the houses.
Opposite the railroads.
Right.
Okay.
Nice.
I was questioned by a few people about some bricks, about 1.5 feet high, wings being placed off the driveway on Main Street near 2790. True about so high. Individual come out there and place some bricks, kind of winged them out from his driveway to try to divert water going into the drive entrance. He's told several people he'd gotten a permit from TxDOT. He did not get a permit from TxDOT. I talked with him and TxDOT, and TxDOT is going to be going in there, working the drainage somewhat to get it drained better in that area. Brick's going to disappear. That's basically it. Don't have any questions.
No,
What
just
was the
comment.
location of that? Sorry, location?
Main Street near 2790 north.
It's right here. So Main Street right here in 2790.
No, 2790 north on the south end.
Oh, on the south. Oh, on the other side.
South side.
On the south side. Okay.
A little bit about that,
At your door.
yeah, at your door thing. I had 2 flat screens. I called them, had it all set up. And they said, you put them out the night before, the morning of, no problem. Put them out the morning of, so nobody messed with them. They were there. Then I went away, came back, there was a note on my door. Hey, your pickup wasn't outside, so if you want it picked up again, let us know. Somebody came by and grabbed it.
Yeah, a lot of times.
I mean, in an hour.
We'll find those.
Yeah, there are people that'll take them for various reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard down there.
There was one really big one and then a small one. And they were gone.
Yeah. Appliances, the same thing. You know, people just put appliances out and all of a sudden they disappear.
Oscillated fan. It was going
That's-
crazy.
well, Yeah, I'm the culprit. I saw that here.
So, you
Yeah,
know,
otherwise, the system seems to work. You know, I called them, they said no problem, they scheduled a day, they said for a time, so.
we were advised here recently talking to them that we haven't had a lot of calls. We've
Yeah.
had some. So please let folks know that that service is available and take advantage of it. It's for free. It's just, you know, the scheduling portion that goes along with that. but they told us that our numbers are low. I think they were expecting a few more folks, but as we go through, I know some certain times of the year, like right now, tax season is coming around, so a lot more people start buying and getting TVs and other appliances and other things. So we'll probably see more of them showing up and being out there. But please let folks know.
I've got a question.
Yes.
How often are we going to be putting out the roll-offs of the
Right now, twice a year.
twice a year?
We can do it, I think, up to 4 times a year, right? Isn't that what they allow us?
We have up to 16 roll-offs a year the city gets to use for free for whatever we choose.
We bring in 2.
We can bring in, we get 16 a year, we've used 4 already for this year, correct?
Well, the fiscal year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We use 4 at a time, so we can do 4 events.
We used 4 this year, fiscal year.
Fiscal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 1 here at City Hall and 3 behind the high school.
Yeah.
And we try to coordinate them in conjunction with other bulk or something, just so we can kind of have an opportunity for those that they put them out, but they get picked up because they're not supposed to be officially bulk pickup. And then if we have the dumpsters after that, then the resident can actually bring them and be able to place them in there.
Usually it's April and October, right?
Yep.
I think it's April, October.
Yep.
July and October.
Oh, okay.
No, they're pickups, what he's talking about. Keep a lot of people.
Coordinate with Matt, and then just with those, we'll be putting out some guidance here in the near future.
One other item, you have handouts for the at your door service.
Yes.
Do you have anything for the bulk pickup? Because I know in the next 2 months, you're going to probably be seeing a lot.
No, I need to work something out.
Can
I
we-
had
I've
something.
got some already produced.
Yes, could you
I've got
provide
everything
some?
produced for you. I can provide.
Because those would be great to put out the fridge or wherever they decide to
Right.
put it. Just as a reminder that it's only going to be a quarterly.
Yeah, I used to have something for the monthly, but that would work great.
I've got brand new ones from Waste Management. We
Great.
just write the dates or fill in the dates on whether they're going to be or something.
Yes, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Kip.
What is the recycling? What day is the recycling? Because I have some cardboard.
Yeah, there's certain Wednesdays that we do, and then we have the weekends. And
Skip, what's your recycling?
it's the first.
Wednesday and Saturday,
But not every week.
but not, yes.
Are we doing
We'll
it every
follow.
week?
It's twice on Saturdays.
But it's every week on Wednesdays, right?
Well, it's every week.
I thought it was every week.
Wayne's supposed to come pick up boxes and tell me he was gonna do it this Wednesday.
No, he was there last
I
Wednesday.
think Wayne probably does it every Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, I see him hiding out there every Wednesday.
It's funny.
I didn't say that.
Solid waste. Okay, recycling is every Wednesday and the first and third Saturday from 8 to 12. So every Wednesday from 8 to 12. And then the first and third Saturday. Okay.
That's
And-
working really good.
and-
We've actually increased the size of the dumpster over there from a 20-yard to a 30-yard, and we still fill it up.
That's going really good. People are actually bringing their stuff and putting it in there. So that's been working out really good. But continue to pass on the options. So everybody, and that's less stuff that they need to worry about putting them in their bins, because we always worry about getting too much trash in their bins. All right. Anything else with code compliance? All right. Public Works. Here we go, James.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, it looks like the only thing we did was fix service line leak last month. Did 94 work orders. Let's see. On sewer, we had I can't read it. Customers leaks 9, sewer stoppages 1. That customer leak, that had to be on the water, that's on the water side, there's not.
James, can you tell the council what happened with our lift station when you guys found in there? Just so everybody knows.
Yeah, beginning of last week, we lost one of our pumps. We got 3 submersible pumps right in the ground about between 20 and 24 feet deep. We lost one beginning of the week, and then Wednesday we lost the other. We lost number 3, and then we lost number 2. So we had to put number 1 on hand. It ran all the time. So we called a company out of Houston that's working on our sewer plant, and they got a couple of things they're repairing for us, and they brought a truck out and pulled them. And they found some flat string, just hundreds of feet of it. It was balled up in each one of those pumps. And I called Reese, which he does the inspection. And it's got to come from Saddle Ridge. And but we don't know if it was the first phase and it just now got down there. But I was out there 2 weeks ago taking water samples. I noticed the guys were pulling that string from manhole to manhole. They pulled an instrument through there to check out make sure it's still round. But this, we got it out there and they got pictures of it, but it had 2 big mass balls like that in each pump.
The main thing about this is that we actually were able to prevent any major, I mean, it stopped it, but it prevented the completely loss. So we're working closely with the folks just to make sure that anybody who's testing or doing anything in our water lines, that they're actually retrieving any of the materials that are in there to try to help us out.
Also, get some test balls. Whenever they top out a house and check the water, they have to check the water level 10 feet. So they stick a test ball in the clean out and they fill it up 10 feet high for the inspector. And when it comes time to pull that test ball out, apparently they're not fast enough to catch it. And it's a 4-inch rubber ball with about a 3 to 4 inch tail piece on it that they use to air up, inflate that ball once they put it in there, and they're not catching them. So we've talked to the plumbing inspector and we asked him to stay there until they pull that test ball out and make sure they get it out each time.
Get them all.
But right now, I think we have 8 or 10 of them at the lift station.
These balls of string, do they damage the pumps or just stop
Plug them up. Yeah, they just plug them up.
Oh, so once you remove the string and put that down there, it worked okay?
Yeah, they got caught in the grinders.
It's more like a rope instead of a string.
It's flat. I think
It's about 3/8 inch flat.
Yeah, almost like a tie-down cable, but not so big.
So the main thing is just being able, whether it's at the station or in our pipes, just making sure that we actually capture them. So just so you guys know. So they've been very busy with trying to resolve some of these things that we never dealt with before.
So my question only was, we didn't need to buy new pumps. They just got all that string or whatever was out of there, and put them back in and they worked.
Right, they just pulled them, cleaned them,
Okay,
put
good.
them back in, tested them, and they were good.
Right.
So, Pumps were put in, I think, in 2018, so they're only 4 years old.
Mhm.
And miscellaneous, 25 locates, rereads 35, finals 13, new 16. We didn't do a cutoff in December. And reconnected 5 cutoff list, I guess, were from the month before. Miscellaneous work orders, we did 21. And there's kind of a chart on our work orders. And this is for total year. We did 1,810 work orders. I think this new meter install is wrong because I think we put over 50 in Saddle Ridge by itself. And then main breaks, we had 10. Replace meters, we did 96. We replaced them with radio reads. Service lines, we replaced 12. Angle stops, 8. Meter washers twice. Service leaks, we had 22. Customers, 43. Sewer main stoppages for last year was 23. Customers, 2. Locates, we did 291. Rereads on water and gas, 842. 182 final, 185 new. cut off Westway at 85, turned on 81 of those, delivered 209 trash cans, and did 253 miscellaneous work orders last year. And that's our man hours for December. 61 on maintenance, 4 on sewer. Sewer plant maintenance was 320. Meter reading 66, for rereads was 18. There's locates, 20 hours on locates, mowing and shredding 8, burning brush 42 hours, miscellaneous 305, for a total of 792 hours. That's a chart on our hours. And there's our water usage, we're authorized 785. I think they took 192.16 away from us, so we have 592.84, and we've used 557.
So how does that put us, though?
So we were just under what we're allowed to pump. So we're in good standing. I can tell you for the coming years and stuff, I've already reached out to one of the developers that has a bunch of water rights to start the conversation on if they're interested in selling any of their water rights to the city. And before they said they were, we do have money set aside for that in the bank already that we've been saving for years to start buying more. So that's
Okay.
That center column there is the new authorized amount, and the far right is the current, so we're pretty close. We got pretty close last year. That's it.
So, council, one of the things that we're looking at, and this is a very initial, but just so you'll know, if you notice the numbers that James was highlighting, how many rereads we actually have, we actually send our folks back, and that's somebody coming back and saying, "Hey, I want to get it read," and there's some folks that routinely actually do this. So we're looking at some of the other communities actually do charge for rereads. They do. So we currently do not. I think there might be a magical number that we might allow so many per year if somebody wants to challenge. But imagine the resident calling every month and saying, "I need a reread," and we're pulling them. Those numbers are high. They're really high. Can you put it back up on there so you can see? So so you kind of have an idea, because we're pulling our public works folks to go back and just go ahead and look. Now, some of them we actually do help out. I think it's further up.
That's it, 42.
Yeah, there we go.
Right, 842.
Yeah.
842 rebates on gas and water.
So imagine how many times we have to pull them and go. Now, some of them we notice in our books, and we ask them to go validate because it doesn't match the books from the previous month, so we do it as a courtesy. But some of these ones that we kept getting called a lot, we need to go ahead and relook at. Like I said, some of the other communities, there's a fee. They might get 1 or 2 free for the year, and then after that, if they continue to call and say, "I want to get a re-rate," then we actually start charging because we're actually pulling somebody out. So food for thought in the future, in case that discussion, that's something that they're looking at.
I can tell you, this month our rereads were way down. Our guys did a really good job on reading meters and getting accurate reads for us. And the more we get the radio reads out, the less rereads we have because they're reading automatically. So there's no discrepancy.
How many did I send out? 20? We had 20 rereads, right?
James, when you do a reread, how many guys go to do that? 1 or 2?
Well, on reading meters, when we go back, the guys that read the meter originally, the other team goes and rereads.
So you actually send 2 for the read and 2 if there's.
Well, they're reading the meters, and then, it's kind of a team, and then when we do the rereads, we send another. we send
Different
someone else
people.
out to read it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking man hours. If you send 1 person to read it, that's,
Yeah, but
1/2 man hour, but if it's 2 guys, that's a full man hour.
But this is during the reading, while we're reading the meters. Our rereads come in usually around the 9th or 10th. People they look at their bill and they figure, well, it's too high, so then they call us up, to check their meter. Well, by then, we read the middle of the month, and then you wait till the 10th all we can do is tell them it's more than it was, before. We can't tell them. We don't know
We've
what it
got
was.
two different
2
types
weeks
of
ago.
rereads. So when James brings the book in, we see any variances that are way out there. And like there may be a transposition or a number, then Virginia or Liza will make a work order and send them back out there to verify that number. And then there's a second part of the rereads where like he's saying the customer gets it and then is upset that their bill is high, even though per se they were watering their yard for 5 days straight, and then that makes the guys have to go back out there and reread. So there's two different reread times.
So we're, just so you know, we're looking into that, closely monitoring in case it comes back as an opportunity for us to kind of make sure that we're taking care of our public works.
They want the boys to do anything from walk their yard to look for leaks for them to, I mean, it's not just rereading, they'll say, well, can you come find my leak for me? And I'm like, no, we can't. So,
I mean, we get some that eventually we can all look down, like, that's your meter, we've read it 3 times for you. I don't know what else we can do for you.
So Mayor, we do like the NFL. We're gonna give them 2 flags.
There you
Throw
go.
the flag. If it's the city's fault, then they get their flag back.
That's it.
If it's, if it's,
I just
Perfect,
I don't
they
think
lose their flag.
understand, like a leaky toilet.
yeah, I know, there's a lot of reasons to use
will
water.
Throw their bill up really high.
Yeah.
I think James had to go in some lady's house like 2 months ago to show her a leaky toilet. Who was that? Yeah.
But it's kind of like the police department, right? They monitor the amount of alarm calls they go through that are false alarms. At some point, if you don't force a person to fix the issue, the only way to do it is by saying, hey, we've now enacted this over here. We're going to charge you. We're going to give you 3 free alarms a year. After that, it's a faulty alarm. You're going to get a bill from us. We're just encouragement to get you to fix your issue.
Call it a trip fee.
There you go.
Trip fee, reread. I mean, we do it on the fire department, re-inspection fee, stuff like that. It's not uncommon.
All right. David.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Filling in for Chief. He's a little busy this week.
No, you got to do it from PowerPoint.
I don't get the Chief.
I gotta talk a lot about this.
Well, I'm really surprised by how many accidents every month.
All right, December 2022 report. We had 271 calls for service. 11 of those got motor vehicle collisions. 12 alarm calls. 10 of those were business calls. Police patrol activity. We had 62 business checks. That's during the open hours. That's us physically walking into an open building and checking them out during the month. Building checks. 520. Those are our closed businesses that we leave business cards at night. Class C citation data, 375 tickets issued. 144 of those were for speeding, 60 of those for registration, and 61 driver's license related. Racial profiling data, that's out of 316 stops. That's going to be on the website. I guess she always says that.
Yep.
We'll skip through these. How many pages there are of those?
There's a few.
Okay, adult arrest. We had 1 DWI, class B misdemeanor. We had a pretty cool arrest warrant service for 2 lotto warrants. 1 assault causing bodily injury with previous convictions, and 1 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. We also had another nice arrest for lawful possession of a firearm with a felon. He also had a blue warrant out of, I believe it was Uvalde. For Uvalde County or something like that, for felony evading with a watercraft. And he actually told me it was a jet ski he used to try to evade law enforcement.
So we can expect Richie to come back and ask for jet skis with
Yeah,
lights, right?
pretty
Yeah,
much, yeah,
just in case.
Okay, Steel Lakes gets pretty busy. Juvenile arrest, we had none. No aggravated robberies, which is always good. Identity theft related, we had none. Financial fraud, none. No burglaries, criminal mischief. Our park was busy again. Pavilion sign was destroyed, and then our roll-up door likes to get kicked in. So I haven't found out who's doing that yet. We're gonna set up a camera on that, see if we can catch.
How's the door damaged?
They're kicking it in. Luckily, Wayne has his gator parked pretty close to the door, so when they do kick it in, they can't get very far in there. During the day, or it's
during the day for the most part, so it's probably some kids just messing around. Because they don't really take anything. They could reach in and get some tools if they wanted to, but nothing gets taken out of there. It just kind of gets damaged and then left alone.
Okay, David, just knock it off the track.
Yeah, they knock it off the
Put
track,
back on.
really. Theft. We had an F-250 stolen from the Grand Somerset Apartments. That was recovered in Uvalde. That one was pretty messed up. That had a tree to the window and everything. Austin Pound Properties, Saddle Ridge. We did find a wallet with some ID in there. I'm not sure if they got that back to the owner or not. Another lost wallet in HEB. The store keys were found by an actual guy that rides a bike around town. He found those and turned those into law enforcement. It's pretty cool.
So right.
Special events, activities. On the 6th, I attended the Lotto ISD safety meeting. On the 7th, there was an active shooter presentation at Lotto State Bank with Chief Priest and I. It was supposed to be a 30-minute presentation, but he turned it into about 2.5 hours. On the 9th,
He's very thorough.
Yeah. On the 9th, tactical first aid, we had Officer Pena, Officer Lopez, myself, Officer Cortez, and Officer Diaz attend that. That was a pretty interesting course too. We all attended the DA report writing class. Everybody attended that one, I believe, except for she. Special events, activities. On the 22nd, the emergency management radio was stationed at the community center for the warming center. We left that there.
Anybody come?
I don't believe
Yeah.
so. I don't believe anybody showed up to that. And a lot of people ask about it though, which is good. Me and Chief were driving around here today. We had some people ask us at the post office and some that just, they appreciated that was a good, that was available for them. Because we had some that just say all they had to warm their houses with were space heaters. So I guess that kind of worked for them that night. Staffing, I was promoted to sergeant as of December 1st. Officer Joe Torres retired. I don't know if y'all remember Joe. He retired on December 10th.
Really?
Fire Marshal's office,
I know.
we had a fire hydrant pressure test right there for the new, I guess, the storage units that are going to come in. Fire permit issued for Cotter for the high school. They installed a suppression system, I believe, at the high school. That's what both of them were for. Atascosa County, I think those numbers are backwards. We had probably 3 suspects charged with 5 different charges. During the attorney's office for felonies, we had 6 suspects charged with 8 different charges. Medina County, these numbers are usually pretty low. We had 1 felony charge and 0 misdemeanors. Human resource allocations, sworn officer full-time. Our civilian auxiliary, our administration 4 hours, that is, I don't know if y'all met Leatrice yet. She's wonderful. She helps us out a lot. She gets a lot of stuff done around the office that we don't really want to do. It's Leatrice, we confirm. We call her Latrice and she wants to hit us with her cane.
And she's a veteran.
And she's a veteran, yes. And she used to work for California Highway Patrol, I believe. It's pretty cool.
She's a military veteran too.
Non-paid reserve hours, we had 14.5 in December. Which we're gonna get some, we've talked to our guys, they're gonna come and they're gonna actually work some more shifts for that too. Matt's gonna volunteer a little bit some too. And that's all we got there. Any questions?
The 2 bailouts that happened over the holidays?
Yes, sir.
Can you give us some more information on that?
A lot of those are pursuits from Medina County. There is a camera that's on 35 and it catches a bunch of vehicles coming through that are either marked, targeted, but they can pretty much confirm that they're almost loaded down with each one that comes through there. Medina County is usually the one that has the bailouts here in town. We're getting better at actually getting notified of those as well, so we're actually able to be there in time. I think this will be on the next month here, but we caught a couple. We caught 5 out of 10 that bailed on the last one.
And you caught the driver.
I did catch the driver.
Well,
He's a big guy. Yeah, he was a big guy. He gave me a chance. But most of them are coming from Medina County, and
That's a good story. Sometimes you leave the adjectives out, and it's okay. You caught the guy.
Yeah,
Just leave it there.
Yeah, but pretty much they're all just from Medina County or UPS coming from south, coming this way. Pretty much it.
Yeah.
A lot of stolen vehicles come through, but there is, they do have some lead on that. They're not just random stops. They are vehicles that are getting.
Some of them actually get flagged going down,
Yeah.
so that's how they get an indication, and then it's easier for them to see them coming back. So they're doing their work. They're doing their work, and at least we're trying to do that. And the good thing is, at least, there for a while, we had 2 here, but in other places they were really wrecking out, and I mean literally rolling or crashing. So
They seem to like that area, so the good thing is that we're able to actually set up a little bit better now because we know more or less where they're going to bail out, which is either Community National Bank or just north of Bible State Bank in the brush. So we're able to prepare for that a little bit better.
thank you for keeping the city safe. It's great.
Give you an A plus. I'll give you an A plus.
there you go. Yeah.
Nominate David for all the reports from him now. They're quicker.
You did good. We'll just send Richie. We'll put him on vacation day or something. That'll be good.
You'll probably sit at home watching.
All right. Lynette, your turn. You want us to get this right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So within the last time I talked to y'all, we went through 3 audits. We went through TWC audit, TML audit, and we went through our regular fiscal audit. So all 3 went pretty good. Our workers' compensation audit with PwC did result that we will have an increase in our premium,
$24,000.
That we will have an increase a little bit. But they didn't find any errors.
Why do we have the increase? Is it inflation or something we've done wrong, or?
It wasn't based upon errors. It was based upon the restructure and the new employees that we have brought in.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry, I'll step in. You'll have an increase too when we have an increase in volunteers or stuff like that. Because I can tell you, as fire department, when I did ours recently, it jumped way up too.
So in the past, that you're supposed to return in your volunteer hours. I don't know if everything was getting turned in. But I did turn it in correctly of what was happening at the library and what happened at the animal control. But that was the only, I guess not negative, but impact that we had.
So is there a possibility that will get reduced in the future?
I don't see that happening.
Once you get the money, they're going to expect more.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I mean, that's gonna be, I guess if I turn in lower volunteer hours, but we're still having the same amount for this year. So I don't think there'll be a difference. The fiscal audit with Deb and then went good. They were here for 3 days only. We got most of it done. We're still working on some fine points that we're trying to figure out what we're doing with some stuff. We're hoping to have a draft audit in a couple of weeks. Did you ever? We're keep going back on that.
Yeah. The thing that we're also waiting. So we've done our portion, but there's other portions too where they have to coordinate with other agencies that support us. So they have to go ahead and close the loop with them too. That's part of the audit. So it goes along with that. So we're still shooting for February for us to actually have the actual outreach with that, which will put us exactly where we need to be. That'll be the first time in 12 years that we will actually get done within 120 days from the closeout of the fiscal year. And last year we were caught up, but we were still off. So this will get us right in the target of being done on time. So it'll be good.
And we're already planning for our next one to make sure that we're on the books. We didn't really have any big hiccups. There was some data that we couldn't find that was pre-June that we weren't really sure where it is. So we were looking through past boxes that were found in Matt's old office or what was Matt's office or his office. But that was the only thing that kind of slowed us down, or we could have had him out here within 2 days. Otherwise, we can move on to the next month, the current month. We did really well with all the collections and stuff. We combined out 179,000 on total collections. We didn't have anybody turned off, like James said. Everybody's been paying their bill. And Mike and I had talked about that off and on, that issue. But we haven't had any kind of problems like that, and I told you I'd report to you. So I gave you a budget report. We're through the quarter of the year already. I think we're doing pretty good. Matt and I still need to get together when things settle down here to go and do the budget adjustments that we want to finalize. And hopefully we can have that for you not this next meeting, but the end of the second meeting. I wanted to give you all kind of a little time to look over the budget report in case y'all have any questions on it. There's nothing here that's really super concerned me. Paula will talk about more of the taxes and stuff, but you'll see she's right on the money where she needs to be. Things that I haven't been able to book for December stuff is going to be interest and some of the CD accounts on the interest earned, because I haven't got to that. I've been really overwhelmed with the back-to-back audits.
Get into the routine.
I do want to point out one of the bigger things that I'm seeing is court. We're only a quarter through the year, and we're already 50% of what our budget is. The girls have been doing amazing at collections, and having 2 people in there was the correct thing to do. It's helped Diane out a lot, and we're still honestly behind to try to get through there. During court days, I'm usually in here helping them. We're looking anywhere between 200, what did we do, 200 on the docket last month? We had 200, we've got another 230 on the docket, so we're pushing as much as we can, which is good. And the guys keep writing tickets, so.
That's a monthly total, 200 or a week?
It's 200 for dockets, and
400 a month.
450 for pushing through.
Depends
So,
on the docket, now who actually shows
that's
up
true,
is a different story.
so.
Yeah,
let's-
but there's paperwork concern if they don't show up, right?
Yeah.
You have to somehow.
Yeah,
report
you have
it.
your FBA and all that goes through, your failure to appear, but usually on average, 50% are only that show up on support. But we'll have the phones ringing off the hook, them trying to reset.
Mm.
But Austin's been really good, we're just pushing them in and getting them out and getting everything going.
Getting that caught up too.
People see we're serious about it, right?
I think so. I think so, but we're also trying to be real lenient, not real lenient, but doing what we can to help them to get it taken care of,
Mm.
with it, giving them payment plans or whatever they need. Austin's pretty great to work with. He's not intimidating. Is that a good word? Austin's not intimidating. So we'll have girls in here that are crying because they don't want to go and talk to the judge, but they'll go talk to Austin.
The main thing is just getting everything caught up, and that way. 'Cause the worst thing is that you have somebody that does need to come, and they're waiting a while before they can come in front of court. So
We're still, 4 months out
Yeah.
from the tickets?
so little by little, we're gonna get there. We get to a point where it's a lot.
But we're seeing more people come in that say had tickets that were written a month ago and are paying them off.
That's what it's all about.
So just trying to help the community. Good luck. But that's been going really well. If you go over to the library fund, on page 3, you'll see that she's been getting a lot of donations over there. So, and I talked to her about the department head meeting. She's doing really well. We've got income coming in that we didn't have from last year. I'm not going to go through all the expenses with y'all, but there's nothing really glaring that I'm concerned about at the moment. Animal control is the same thing. Santi's doing really well over there. He collecting animal surrender fees, kennel fees, that kind of stuff. They're doing much better than they were last year. I'm trying to think of anything else that needs to be really, I think think I told you that we did the bond, the first bond payment, when we did both of the bond payments, those went really well. We ACH'd them out. No problem there. We won't have another one due until July. And otherwise, things are going as normal. I'm hoping to have full financials for you here shortly. Matt and I have talked after, which Paul can update you once we can move taxes over to Atascosa. I'm going to steal Rosaria a little bit more and start prepping her for a little bit of financial stuff. And if I can get accounts payable taken off of me, then I can get a lot more detail into this, what debt wants, and the financials. Y'all have any questions at all?
Council? Any?
When taxes go away, stupid question, but we're gonna find enough work to keep our current employees busy.
Oh, yes.
We're not gonna have to
Right now-
say we don't need you now.
Right now, I need 3. And I'm still doing 48 hours a week or more, and I still need, 3 more right now.
Oh.
I'm still behind where I need to be because
Okay.
it's just more and more stuff. It's,
But you'll be able to hand a little bit off. with
yeah, and then
training.
because I need to get more in depth into this part of it, into the financial part, and push off some of the clerky stuff.
Right.
And there's other areas too that the city staff is also going to be working on too. So we'll need them to
Well,
a
yeah,
little bit.
all the records and everything, we talked about digitizing records.
Yeah, no, there's still a lot to do.
Okay.
Thank you.
You didn't want to see anybody lose a job because you don't do the taxes.
No, I want to say, how much does taxes really take up of our time? I'm not talking the reconciliations and stuff that we're doing, not that mess, but I'm talking, maybe, just in the fourth quarter of the year, when people really start paying their taxes, but the rest of it, it's just the income and the balancing, yeah.
And then this month will be over.
Yeah. And she's already did the majority of the rough part.
Great.
Thank you. All right, Paula. All right.
So my December report will be 1222 permits. We've got 3 solar panels, 10 new homes at Saddlebridge. Addition, we have 1 porch, we had 2 fences, 1 including, I guess it was redo.
Okay.
100 garden flags and the storage was 2 and a carport. The total amount for the total permits for the year was $25,225. And for the new permits in December was $19,895. Building inspections for December, building inspection for 20, 2 fence review, framing electrical score, drywall 1, and 4 final level. And those are done in salvage.
Okay.
Plumbing inspections 13, 12 finals, and 1 outbound. So our taxes, we have collected $653,803 for the ad-valorem tax for the year. 14,263 more of the discounts that were applied. 3,849 for the legal taxes, 1,495 for P&I. Working on closing our taxes for the Atascosa County, and she has already made all of her refunds correct. That's pretty much all I have to say that. We're trying to just have Harris do our supplements.
Okay.
It's been kind of hard to get with them because they don't call us back, they don't email back. So that's the hardest part, to try to get all that together for Atascosa County.
And you're looking at the actual date, February?
Well, the actual date to start as collecting tax will be Friday, because I guess we won the last week with no collections, the last week of.
Said a 24-hour period. We'll call and schedule an actual date, but I've got to get tomorrow. I'm calling Harris to get hold of someone and get what we need done. Then we got 4 open work orders, or 5, and we're getting 0 response. So someone's not going to get that nice out of me tomorrow.
Well, they did send a message to pay for it,
Oh yeah, they weren't paying the bill.
Yeah.
but.
I told you I'd be back in February.
Take care of that.
That's probably the only, is we're having a hard time trying to close everything out. depending on the supplements, so we can have it ready for.
But once we're done with this, it's done.
Done.
It'll be good for us. Council? Anything? No? All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Matt?
Our report's the blank one. I like.
There you go.
Let's do it here. Just an update, nothing's changed on the certificate of obligation. We're still moving forward. The engineering firm did return our restated remanded master service agreement today with their attorney's recommendations. I forwarded that back to our legal. The two legals are going to work on that and get us that final one done. Open planning, we got the Lotto Mobile Home Park. It's still being reviewed by TRC. The TIA is still working out. I've got some things working back and forth with them and how best to use their $407,000 that they're going to have to do in repairs or remediation over there. I've got some things I sent back to them today to give me a cost analysis on widening the road from it's about 1,100 feet, which would encompass all of it and really probably handle all of our traffic issues over there. Give us a center turn lane and then a right turn in lane. It's probably going to be more than 407, but we can see what the actual number is and what they think, and then we can decide how we want to move forward to the city to maybe mitigate any traffic issues, whatever. Saddle Ridge is still moving forward. I think today I just heard there's only 15 in phase one that's left in their name. Everything else has been sold. They've got 2 new homes under construction. They foundations right now. They're starting in the phase 6, so they've already pushed into that, which is good. There's the updated photo right there. Although the one I got today does show the 2 foundations going in or the forming for it. So Rosewood, they're still moving forward. So update on Rosewood. We had heard that they had an 8-month delay due to CPS. So there was going to be 8 months where there was nothing going on out there while they were waiting for CPS Energy. Talked to them over there. What they're going to do is they're going to pull their contractor at some point, probably this month, out of the project. What they're going to do is allow CPS Energy to move in to start installing underground utilities. The delay is not on those materials. The delay for CPS is on this specialized transformer that they use, which allows their transformer to last 15 to 20 years, I think they said, versus the normal 1, 5 to 10. So they're going to allow CPS to come in for, they're hoping 3 months, but if they hit the rocks, it could be 4 to 5 months to start all the utilities that go in underground. And once that's done, they'll have all the stub outs for the transformers waiting. They'll move out, the contractor will move back in, fix all the mess up CPS made where the roads are supposed to go, and then complete the project. So where we will see the developer stop, we're not going to see work stop, they're hoping. They're going to see CPS move in, let them work, and then bring the developer back. CPS has already got some stuff working where they're going to transfer or replace the existing power poles coming from the 6710 power plant. That's going to come all the way up through the center of town and across 35. They're going to increase several of those poles so they can increase the lines. That way they can supply enough power over there. They've got power, it's just not large enough to carry the amount or the load they need. So we're going to see some of that going too. Battle Farms, we're still moving forward there. Their preliminary plats or their final plats have been approved, but we're working on that PID still. I need to get with Frank to see where we are on that. Open project, street lighting, the mayor talked about. So again, we went from what was supposed to be a street security light at a house, and that blossomed into us lighting up that entire roadway from Gate Street all the way to Cortez Road. I can tell you, I've also met with AEP, and they're interested and want to talk with us about now continuing that lighting portion on from their portion, continuing up to wherever we need it to go. So we're going to start that conversation soon. I'm going to be meeting with James and his foreman this week to talk about several of these open projects. So don't freak out, they're on here every month, but we're going to start getting a timeline on it. One is those speed limit signs for the 25 areas that we got to work on. The North Somerset Street, filling that roadway where the bollards are. Working with Kimley Horn for the stormwater utility master drainage study to get those cost estimates. I know I sent them some information today on that. Working with legal again on a truck route, recreational vehicles, and then a modular home building and certain residential commercial. We're going to start the process on that. I can tell you those some of those are going to take a little more time to get accomplished than others because we're going to have to do a lot more to to get them adopted. Drainage projects, we got Adams Street. Hoping maybe that if we're doing drainage, maybe the CDBG, because we got some really bad roads over there that can be retopped. So if we can get the drainage fixed, we can get that done. Again, Lake Shore State's waiting for that cost on that. Again, the Live Oak Street and Mason Street, I need to get with you, Mayor, and exactly find out where that is. I still don't know where that is, right? Able to find it. Water issues, we got the McCoy Lane water line. We've got the agreement sent to the homeowner for execution. We're hoping for a possible install in February if we can get that back. We still got a water leak in the Pemberview Apartments. We thought we had the water leak fixed at that pedestrian bridge down here. The guys fixed what was leaking and discovered there was still another leak somewhere else. We still got to work on that, cut some concrete out. Unfortunately, we had other larger leaks pop up that we had to repair first. We got road boring still scheduled for the 25th, so Wednesday. We're trying to work on some things. Cross your fingers, we still have it done on the 25th. We still have a private, during a water leak, we found that there's a private unmetered water main that runs to a residence. And at the end of that is a fire hydrant. Then at the end of that is his meter. So ultimately, they could unscrew the fire hydrant, turn it on, and get all the water they want. The water their garden, whatever they want, would never see it from our roadway, and would never know there was flowing water out of it. Why that was ever allowed, I don't know, but that's something we're going to have to address with that resident on disconnecting that, getting the service line back out to the road. We can't have something like that. Again, just talking about the different city contracts we have, there's a bunch in there. It's just an update for everybody all the way through. That way we can keep moving. Tax collection, we're going to hope to get that done as early on in February as we can. From gathering from Loretta over there, we have to stop collecting taxes for a day and then get everything transferred over to them. They get it all up and make sure they've got it operational, and then they can start collecting taxes for us. Is how it works. Miscellaneous, I've had several meetings. We meet all the time with people, so there's just a list of what we do there. And that's it. Any questions for me on that?
Hassel? Anything at all? All right. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate that. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to item number 8, executive session. Jesse, do we have anything that we need to get? Okay. Good. Thank you so much. We'll go ahead and go into our final phase here and go into the informational items. So one last time going around the room, anything I know a lot of you already shared. Is there anything else that has come to mind that we need to go ahead and share?
I got a couple of concerns. One is on how we went 32 going south. Right before you get to the entrance, there's a tree and the branch is sticking out almost on the road. You coming out, you can't see the cars coming from Lago. You just gotta take a chance.
So right there on the coal mine entrance?
Yeah, right before the coal mine entrance. I don't know.
That would be a XDOT issue, but I think we could probably get over the new agreement that we got with them. We can get our guys over there and just get it trimmed back.
Just trim it and then push it there and let them come pick it up, right? Because they should
Yeah,
pick it up.
you can't see the cars coming from Lido.
Yeah,
I'll get James and I've got some stuff working tomorrow. I'll get Wayne to go look at it.
see if we can trim it.
Maybe something you can just trim up and get
Yeah,
it on top
just
of
put
the
it-
side.
Yeah, just a little bit, so we can see the cars.
Yes, sir.
And the other one was, we still need a coal mine exit. The other day, the train stopped. Somebody called me at 5 o'clock in the morning. It woke me up. And I had to call Richie. I think I woke him up to get the train moved.
Yeah, so what we have, the way the tracks are designed here, the train, the air hoses are hanging real low, so it knocks that coupling off. Second that happens, the train goes into a low air alarm, puts the brakes on, they have to physically then walk the train, or if they can see it from a police car, they will allow us to drive the train listening for the air leak. Find that one hose, get it recoupled, build pressure back up, get them up to the car, and they can go. If they have to walk it, half the time down there, they have to walk it to where it sets. But it takes
We
time.
still have the probability, and I was in a meeting today, probability of us having a next door neighbor that might be able to assist us. So that's still a possibility. And the reason that we're holding off with this is because it would be a lot easier and a lot quicker for us to be able to have that. So
And a
and our
permanent solution.
and a permanent solution. So then we don't have to be doing a Band-Aid fix and then somebody else comes in. So
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned because the ambulance, when I wasn't at Monterey, but somebody called me. They want to find out who the ambulance picked up because they went to coal mine and they came out with lights on it. I mean, don't know where they pick up.
Well, RPD, I've noticed a few times, they're pretty good about, they see the train that is stopped or it gets called in and they'll go find the engineer.
Yeah, I usually call Richie, also somebody.
And then they grab the engineer and then go try to find the leak so they can go ahead and hook it up and get them going. That's the unfortunate portion of that. But yeah, this has been ongoing for a long time, Sam.
Yes.
And that's the reason why, just like Matt said, a permanent solution. And we're really hoping that this works out. Try to do that and make sure that we have that available. A valid point.
That's all I got.
Anything else?
I want to thank the city workers for looking into the issue with the access road in front of Bill Miller's. We're blocking some of the entrances there, and you guys took care of it. Thank you. Appreciate that.
We're gonna have some pickups. I know I drove it today. I try to drive it every couple of days just to see where we are. And they're doing a lot of the work in front of each one of the driveways because of the amount they have to do in the concrete. So we're gonna have some issues at times where a driveway could get blocked for a few hours in one day while they frame reduce. But they're supposed to keep them as open as possible.
Right.
But hopefully, I think it was the end of, I looked today, it was the end of April. They were gonna be completely done with that side, swapping to, so.
That's the hardest part. So yeah, they're doing the hardest part now
Right now.
on the Bill Miller side. So that'll be the good thing to be able to take
That's
care
why
of
I
that.
thank the city for getting out there and taking care of that. Appreciate it.
It's been really good. Good point. Thanks, Mike. All right, calendar items, things to kind of let reminders. First of all, we got elections, for the 3 districts. So please make sure, those of you continuing, please get with Paola, pick up your packet. Those of you who are not intending, have somebody or somebody else is asking about running, please point in the right direction. Come talk to Paola, pick up the packet. Okay. What is the deadline for that, Paola? Do you know? The 17th of February.
17th.
That's the last day to pick up a packet. Okay. So it needs to be taken care of. So I would say do it earlier, try to take care of it and just get it in there so it's done. Council and everybody, just want to let you know that the city of Poteet formally invited us. They have a cowboy breakfast on the 3rd of February. It's at 6 a.m. in the morning. So they just wanted to make sure they invited everybody. As you know, San Antonio is not doing their cowboy breakfast this year. They actually had to cancel it just because of some logistical problems. And so I foresee a lot of cowboy breakfasts in different places that are going to be happening. So
Strawberry Festival grounds?
it's going to be at the Canyon
Canyon Park. It's a
Canyon
city
Park.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
the big city park,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Big pavilion there, I guess
Yep.
that's what
I
they'll do.
believe so, yeah.
So good opportunity. They're our neighbors. They reached out and invited us for that. The 11th of February, grand opening for the Lidl shops here. So there's a flyer that is going out there. If you haven't seen it, so this is the Southwest Pottery. And then that's where the antique store is at also. They have the fitness workout section in there. It's right across the bakery pub and Railhead. So they're
What time will it be?
that one I still haven't seen the
I
time.
haven't seen a time. I've got to meet Friday. I'm going with Wayne. Didn't know it yet, but Friday we're going to run down to Hondo for graphics. I'm going to have a sign worked up with our logo. Their logos is Lidl and visitor center, visitor information centers that we can put up there as well in that building, since it's going to be our visitor information center as well.
So that's on Saturday.
Yep, that's on. I would assume probably about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that. And it'll be pretty much throughout the day, being doing that. So if we get more details, we'll send it out. But it's on the 11th. Right now, so far, ACOG is telling me everything is still a go with the community assistance program coming to our community center. Here, this is the one where they bring the folks along with CPS, with utility assistance, along with some senior weatherization programs and stuff like that. And they'll be in our community center. That's on the 16th of February. Working closely with Paola to try to coordinate with our seniors that when they get together and do stuff, that it's usually on the same date, so they can break away, go over there, and then they walk back to the building where they're having their event. So this is going to be a great thing. We're going to start small and then we're going to grow depending on the need and the things. And it's also not only for seniors, it's also for, we're going to have WIC there too. So for the young women, we're going to have the folks in there taking care of all that too. So it's going to be a multiple organization that is supposed to be there on that. Okay, we got Santi already mentioned on the 11th of March, we got the animal care and control of the yard sale on there. March the 24th and the 25th, we have the music festival here. So please mark your calendars. That's on a Friday, on a Saturday. There's flyers going out right now. It's going to be, we're going to bring it back to life. This is, music from Friday afternoon, evening until the Saturday. Barbecue cook-off. We're going to have food trucks out there, different venues, so you can walk around in the park and you'll have different entertainment in there. But it's another way they just kind of give, and it's for free, right? Free for the community.
Say the date again.
The 24th, which is a Friday, and the 25th of March.
Who's sponsoring this? City and
The city and the chamber.
The chamber, yep. And the VFW is going to be helping us out too.
They reached out, the chamber's got several donations from vendors, local businesses as well.
So this is not Freddie Burke.
No, it's not, that was kind of the brainchild, right? We went from Frenchie Burke to just a festival that VFW used to do, to now the chamber is saying, let's bring back to where it's the first annual Lotto Music Fest.
Yeah. And one of those donators is the one that might be the neighbor. So that's a good sign.
Oh, okay.
So stand by on that. Okay. But it's working out good. Also, I know Matt is going to be putting out, but please let folks, if they start asking, we will have an auction sometime in the spring. Okay. So we'll have a city auction or a city
April, we're hoping.
live auction, not live auction,
No,
but it would be a silent auction, right? Type stuff. Kind of like what we did before, vehicles.
Access stuff.
Yeah, access up, bunch of vehicles, stuff like that.
So opportunity.
Or at the French, at the.
No, we'll have it back at the police department. It worked really good because we were able to set stuff out, keep it secured until we want the public in.
Yep.
And then we can control the flow in there.
We had all the vehicles in one location too. That worked out really good. So that'll be good. As long as they're not buying James equipment that we have back there,
Yeah,
it's
we'll-
okay.
We'll move all that away.
They all start, no, stay behind the line. We're nothing for sale over here. It's all over here. Trying to get that. That's really good. Yeah. Okay. Special thanks once again, Santi. Great job with the adoption event. Really appreciate everything you guys did with that. To the PD, thank you for your help, especially with all the tech stop projects. I know there's been a few things that you guys have been doing, David, with helping us out there, and then with some incidents too that have happened, taking care of accidents or different stuff like that, and helping out with vehicles break down because it's only one lane. So we really appreciate you guys stepping up on that. And then of course the bailouts and all that stuff too. I know I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from us being able to get the notifications. It doesn't happen in a lot of places, but our citizens are very happy to at least know if there is one, where is it at, and what's going on and stuff. So thank you for all the help on that. And thank Richie for that too, helping us out with all that. And then thank you for all your help. We did do some interviews with the audits. I've heard great things, and Lynette was part of that. So we'll get that brief, but thank you for helping out and putting all that together. Made it very short, concise, get them in, get them out, and hopefully we'll go ahead and get ourselves back within the 120 days, and it'll be the first time in a long time. Paola, thank you for helping out. Lots and lots of feedback from seniors that have contacted me, from kids of the seniors. They had a great time in the luncheon that you put together. They're looking forward to the next one. They've actually gotten so excited that they're going to do their own thing on a monthly basis without having to get Paola, but they're going to have their own activities, and then we're going to supplement in the quarterly where we do the big meals and do all that other stuff. So we're getting a lot of energy with that. So that worked out really good. And thank you for your help. Right before this, I had to go present a proclamation to the school district. It's the school board appreciation month. So the city, we did a proclamation. So thank you for your help. That worked out really good. And we thank the school board for what they're doing for not only the education system, but for our community too, that went along with that.
What's the cutoff for senior citizen to go to the meal?
I don't know, is it 65 and over?
Mhm.
That's what they say.
But we get some that are
I
like,
can come get some free food.
yeah. Well, I will tell you this. I know one that rounded up. They were like 64 and something. they're like, I'm close enough. I'm showing up.
I'm well into the zone.
I'm showing up. So yeah, we had some extras that
What
actually
would you
showed up.
serve?
I would love it, others.
Yep.
Oh, good.
And I do want to remind folks that we do have something that we've been doing for a long time, and it's a great thing that we do. And that's come up with a proclamation for anybody who's turning 90 years old. So if you know of anybody, please get with Paola, get with me. We'll put it together and we'll go make the presentation. We've had a couple already that we've taken care of, so that's worked out really good. Some of them were surprises. We'll show up wherever. The surprise was at Whataburger, and that worked out really good. So it's good. It's good for us to do those things. So if you know of anybody that is turning 90, please get with us and we'll go ahead and do a proclamation. If they're below that and they're significant folks, let us know. We might not do a proclamation. We might do something else and still be able to show, because there's a lot of folks that have been doing really good. And we do have some folks that are below that, going through some health issues. They've done a lot in our city, and it's good for us to at least show up and do something. Okay? So just to let you know. Public Works, thank you for everything. You guys have been very busy taking care of. Thanks for helping Paola out with all the Christmas decorations and doing all that stuff and getting all those things taken care of. But we really appreciate it. And just take advantage of all the nice weather we're having. It's going to be up and down. So take advantage as much as we can to take care of that. Matt, thank you for everything with, my goodness, this guy is unbelievable. So we've been very busy in the last few weeks. He's been right on spot, taking care of stuff and making the phone calls and coordinating some of the meetings to make sure that we stay on target, and being a good person to be the way ahead and talk to TxDOT or any of the other folks, just to make sure that we kind of keep things in mind. The main thing that we try to do is try to keep people informed. I've gotten a lot of feedback about that, just letting people know. They might not like what's going on, but if they know what's going to happen, they can kind of perceive and kind of have an idea. And I think we kind of save ourselves and we save the staff a lot of phone calls. And that's the main thing. The less that they get, the better it is if we get the information out there. So, Matt, thank you so much for your assistance with all that. Okay, we got some birthdays coming up. Norma over at the library, right, Cassandra? Got her birthday coming up. Joe on the 5th, the 5th of February. So definitely be able to take care of that. And then over in Public Works, James, got Pete on the 11th of February. So those are the two that we actually have. Low numbers on Valentine's month or something like that. So it works out. If we're missing somebody, please let us know. Make sure that we can take care of that. Little quick reminder, because we go in waves, please don't forget to remind folks, wash your hands. We still have a lot of the flu, a lot of little stuff going around. Take care of washing hands, doing the normal precautions, with folks, because we've had a little bit, I wouldn't say an outbreak, but I've heard a lot of different families of stuff being passed around. Some of it is known, some of it you don't know. But the best thing that we can do is just do the stuff that Dr. Neal has told us to do. So please let folks know about that. Okay. Last one. Anything that we missed or anything reminder that we need to pass on? All right. So let's go ahead. I'm looking down. It's 8:08. Can I have a motion for us to go ahead and adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Got a motion for us? Got a second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys have a great evening. Thank you.